Graduate of music theory and composition, and by the time Woodstock happened in 1969, he had been recognized as a founder of black psychedelic rhythm and blues music. Here is Sly Stone.
All looking good.
Yeah, that's really together. I was supposed to ask you if Sly is your real name, but I ran into your dad backstage.
Yeah.
And he cued me on the name.
Stewart.
No, he said Sylvester.
Well, that's my last name, Stewart.
Oh, Sylvester Stewart then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
You just took 3 of the letters out of Sylvester and came up with Sly?
A guy made a mistake in school. We were in about the 5th grade, and the teacher's name was Mrs. Edwards. And he was trying to spell my name. It had so many syllables that he misplaced the first 3 letters in his mind, I guess. And he came up with S-L-Y, and they laughed. And I guess maybe they're still laughing. But I'm stuck with the name, Sly. I think I started even acting like it after that.
Acting mischievous
Yeah.
and living up to it.
Yeah.
This is a great album cover. I want to show that.
There you go.
Sly and the Family Stone. You don't do much of this. I don't see you on talk shows. At least
Well,
I haven't as yet. I'm very pleased that you chose to be with us.
I had a reputation of not showing up for a lot of things. You know, that's the truth.
Yeah.
You know, and,
How did that reputation come about?
from not showing up.
What would happen that would delay you?
Well, a number of things. I think maybe a third of which were my fault. And, well, maybe all of them, really, because I had, I think, the wrong kind of road organization, and the wrong kind of, you know, just the wrong organization. I thought I'd started off with the group and the people in the group, and I could handle that much. But then after a while, you got to go to other cities and other places, and we were all kind of local and locally minded, and not loco, you know.
Yeah.
And because we had to go so many places, and then we got hooked up with other people and other things, and it was just too much for me to keep in order. I had trouble handling a B flat there for a while.
And now it's easier, huh?
Yeah.
What do you do when you don't show up? And I've read about some of these things that have happened to you, where the place will be just jammed full of people.
Well,
And you don't show up, you know. I mean,
I try to go back. I always try to go back and play for the people, but usually the promoter involved, and he has his, you know, money to make, I guess, wants only for us to come back and play and then for him to charge again. But on most occasions where I didn't show up. One main incident in Chicago, I was there, but the riot was already on. You know, they were already...
Where was this, the stadium, Chicago
Yeah.
Stadium?
When they were fighting, and when I got there, but I was supposed to be there at 6 o'clock or something.
And what time did you get there?
3:30.
3:30?
Yeah.
And you were supposed to start playing at 6?
Yeah. But on the radio, they had it that I was supposed to play at 3. But I had a contract that said 6 o'clock. And at 3:30, I was there, and they were armed, you know, what do you call those wagons?
National Guard?
The cops.
Oh.
Paddy wagons.
Paddy wagons, yeah. I hate to say that word.
Just don't like the ring. Sly, what's it like to walk on stage at Madison Square Garden? I mean, you know, Mike, that's if you have Sly's name on any billboard saying Madison Square Garden, one poster in New York, and you will fill Madison Square Garden.
That's right.
I mean, what must it be like to? I mean, you've done it. What is it like to walk on stage and know that everyone there so respects the music, which is deserving of all the respect? But what do you, as they say, get off on it? I mean, do you really?
Yeah, it turns you on. And then you have to deal with yourself to make sure you're not too turned on. You know, because
What happens when you're too turned on?
I don't know of a time when I can place that feeling on. All I know is that I realize from talking to other entertainers, and that there must be at a time you got to deal with yourself and make sure that you remember that you're a human being and not any anything, as long as you can remember that you are just a human being. Mm-hmm. And so that is the only thing in your mind. You know, you go up there and you play, I'm human. and then you play as, you play as good as you can.
I wonder how many of the people know what we're talking about. I know that I've been within, earshot of some of these things where you can hear what's going on. I mean, taking my children and what have you, and it's incredible. I mean, I don't know how the performers can hear what they're doing between screams.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It gets difficult.
Yeah.
Sometimes you even have to, you know how you ask for audience participation? Well, at a place like Madison Square Garden, which would more than likely be full if we played,
How many people would that be?
18,000, 20,000, something like that. And when all those people do that, you have to kind of work with the people then, because they take over. And all of a sudden...
They set the beat, they kick it off where the beat's at.
Yeah,
They also want to create their own event.
Right.
Yeah.